meet my plants as a plant owner that doesn't really have a clue what she's doing. And the strange thing about my green thumb is, if you look at any of those lists that share the easiest unkillable houseplants, you'll often find snake plant, spider plant, ZZ plant and pothos on that. I've never had a ZZ plant, but all three of the other plants I regularly kill, and yet the more moderate to difficult to look after plants seem to do pretty well in my care. Make that make sense. It's watering day, so we'll start, I guess, with the first plant I've ever gotten. This was in a press drop. A brand, I think it was Skincare, sent me some of their skincare and this plant in it. It doesn't look the best. She's janky, but she's still gorgeous. So the reason she looks so ragged is she was growing up and out and getting really, really leggy. You can see here where I chopped off the top, like she was about to tumble over. So what I've done was I've chopped her up and created lots of little jade plants, all a bit janky to be honest, but I mean, janky plants need love too. I've created lots of little jade plants from her. Not only that, I've collected quite a lot of her leaves, and I'm currently propagating, I think about 25 or 26 teeny tiny jade plants, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But yeah, this was my first ever plant and she's still kicking. There won't be rhyme or reason to the rest. I don't know what kind of plant this is, but she's doing really, really well in my kitchen windowsill. I got her as a Christmas present from my godmother last year and she was about half this size. Seems to fairly thrive on neglect, but yeah, she's doing pretty well. She likes full sunlight, which is actually kind of rare for a plant. I thought all plants would thrive being in full sun. No. I've also learned that bright indirect light is harder than you'd think to come by. This gal has struggled in my care. She's a very leggy, two-pronged snake plant. She was like a 6 or 7 pronged one. So what I did with her is I noticed that her root ball was really bad. So I chopped 2 of the best leaves, well, kind of the only leaves left, into a point. I rooted them in water, and about a month ago I popped her into soil and she seems to be doing okay. I do not want to check and I do not want to know. I'll find out in a while, I guess. They're very slow growers in my care, so I won't find out for a while, but I hope she does okay. The next one is my pride and fucking joy. Look at this leggy bitch. So this is a Monstera Adansonii with quite a few yellow leaves. I'm gonna pop those off now. But look how long and leggy she is. She is thriving. So I actually got her in Lidl and she was in the plants that are about to die section. I think I got her for like €4 and she was like very, very small, but she's doing so well in my care. So well, in fact, that she's given me babies. Now I chopped and propped these. I hope you're gonna be able to see there. Tons of roots and loads of, even though the leaves aren't looking so good, but we have lots of little shoots coming up. So I'm really happy about that. So I'm gonna pop them all into soil when they're, I'm going to pop these all into soil when they're ready, and that will make another version of her. Another leggy girl. This came in another press drop. I can't remember. I think Skincare as well. Pothos, as I said earlier, never do well in my care, but this one seems to be doing quite well in my kitchen. I have her up on top of the cabinets and she's growing nice and long and leggy and popping out new shoots, and I think the leaves look pretty nice. Yeah, I like her. Here's another snake plant in my bedroom in the corner on my desk. She seems to be doing okay. Not a super fast grower either, but she's doing okay. Oh wait, there's a little bit of new growth there. Maybe she's doing better than I thought. Here are some of my jade plant propagations. And this is kind of like my little rooting station. And here's my little jade baby. A pothos that is kind of struggling through life, and a pothos that is giving up on life. This has not given me one leaf in the 1.5 years that I've had her. Oh, actually, she seems to be spitting out a couple there. Say nothing. In my living room here, I have a dusty looking cast iron plant. This plant kind of put me through hell and back. The nursery pot doesn't actually properly fit, but we'll disregard that for now. She had a bit of an infestation of something, little tiny white grubs. When I tell you, I washed and I washed and I washed and I sterilized her, put her back, put her into quarantine for months, and she gave me new shoots after ages and ages. So we kind of have a love-hate relationship. I'm a little bit disgusted by her. I shouldn't be, but I am. Is this not the most darling cactus and pot you've ever seen? Got this, I think, for $5 in Lidl as well. Have I watered her once in 6 months? And given a cactus's nature, of course, she's going to thrive on neglect. gorgeous monstera. I picked her up and she was a teeny tiny thing, and she's shooting out leaves here, there and yonder. She is one of the more moderate care plants that is doing really, really well in my care. I love her, but she does need a repot and a moss pole put on her fairly soon. I took this palm on to rehab. I don't know what I was thinking. I am not green thumbed enough to bring her back to life. She's struggling through life. I probably will have to give up on her eventually. Here's a Ficus elastica, or a rubber plant, and I got the pink version. I got her maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and she's only starting to give me a few little leaves now, and they're not that great, nothing to write home about. I think she's very pretty. I love the camo print. She could do with dusting as well. Here's a pothos that was really struggling with life, so I took things into my own hands. I got her some support with this pole. I used, what are they called? Undone paper clips to clip her up. I put her in the prime plant position in my house for bright indirect light, and finally she's coming back to life and shooting out new leaves. So I think I could probably take out her support pole at some stage, but that stage is not yet. So that's it. That's my plant collection. If you thought it was quite small, it used to be a lot bigger. We've lost some friends along the way.